It is time to explain to the climate change advocates of the world that they are becoming part of the problem and why people do not pay as much attention to what they say as they think they should. And Simon Clark is a recent example of this. For those who do not know who he has a YouTube channel and talks about climate related topics. One that in the past I have found to be reasoned, objective, and thoughtful. Until last week. Judging by what he said in his video, I guess I'm a climate denier. Watch my thoughts on what I recommend to do and comment on whether you think I am at the end of this video. Then I watched a video of his from 3 weeks ago before I started creating this, and the light bulb went on. He is no longer doing climate science videos, but climate advocacy, so he can make a living making videos for YouTube. This is not me saying this. He states it in the video. It's worth watching because advocacy sells better. And frankly, I appreciate the honesty and understand a little better why he's putting out a misleading video. And I do not think it's restricted to him. Sabine Hassenfelder, the Just Have a Think videos, Climate Adam have all pivoted to some degree. Let me explain to the community that cares deeply about reaching greenhouse gas emissions reductions why others do not get it. And it's not what's in Simon Clark's video. Most people care more about other topics. I have many friends who could install solar and or buy EVs. I have, but none of them have. The majority, but not all, because I do have friends on the red team, would identify themselves as being with the blue team. So it's not about politics. To quote my wife when I force her to watch one of my videos, it's a good topic and I know I should care more. She's not saying that to be mean. If I ask her what has happened in relation to Gaza, she can tell you with great passion because she relates more closely to it. Like it or not, people pick and choose what they become emotionally invested in, and it can't be everything. This accounts for most people. It is not that they listen to climate denier videos or comments on YouTube. That's number two, if someone cites whale deaths as a reason to oppose offshore wind for New Jersey, they are gaslighting you. It is designed to get clicks and throw environmental impacts against an audience that doesn't like them. In the case of this example, the reply should be to convert all offshore oil rigs to wind farms since the whales killed installing them are already dead. An equally pointless remark pointing out the silliness of the original statement. And by the way, I have a video on it. It was all about money. Which brings me to point three. Climate advocates seem to have a problem stating that there are no painless choices. Probably because of my military background, I understand that yes, windmills and wind farms will kill birds, and that stinks. But the alternative is far worse for birds in general. This applies to a lot of these efforts across the board. Next, there are people who understand but think they're going to be okay and don't worry a whole lot about others. Remember COVID and mask? The Jordan Petersons of the world. Once again, it's not about YouTube videos, it's how they think. In turn, this leads me to my last point for today. Change takes time and money. Wanting it to happen quicker is not going to change reality. Stop talking about the Paris Accord. We live in a post Paris Accord world now. So let's focus on how to proceed from here and hold countries like China to account for standing in the way of emissions reductions. To summarize some of my points from prior videos, climate denier or not, please let me know in the comments. I recommend a tariff on shipping tied to emissions. I recommend that trucks should all slow down today to 50 miles per hour. That we need to do something about China's emissions now, tying economic growth to carbon intensity. That we need to organize climate efforts in the US under one agency with overall responsibility. That issuing bonds to help with high dollar capital investment requirements like wind and nuclear is worth considering. Making electrical grid considerations a priority. Thoughts? Comments? None of these are science projects. They need a program manager to lead them, not a scientist, because it involves stakeholder, money, requirements, risk management, to mention just a few things. In my experience, when the scientists are still involved, the program is in the R&D phase and it's not ready for deployment. My videos talk about these because I had the luxury of being retired and YouTube being a hobby to me. So that is unfair to people who need to make money. I get it. But do not lie to yourself that when a scientist moves to advocacy, they are not becoming part of the problem.